We'll do it live.
Okay.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Changed the name of the high school and all James was can say is, ooh, I'll be second day. 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 When a ball turned into a vampire, all James was to say was, ooh, I'll be second day. 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 When he became Peter's best friend, they sat around the house and said, ooh, I'll be second day. 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 And you know that James Woods pressed his lingerie well, but everything that he reads becomes real hard to spell. Everyone tries to help him, but the words just won't come out. There's only one thing he can think of, and it's what comes out his mouth. Ooh, I'll be second day. 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 When he comes out of his house, the women scream and shout. Ooh, I'll be second day. 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 And I know that he's not good, the best of them always says, ooh, I'll be second day. 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 Reese's Pieces on the floor and watch him come and sand. Ooh, I'll be second day. 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 And you know that James Woods pressed his lingerie well, but everything that he reads becomes real hard to spell. Everyone tries to help him, but the words just won't come out. There's only one thing he can think of, and it's what comes out his mouth. Ooh, I'll be second day. 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 When he comes out of his house, the women scream and shout. Ooh, I'll be second day. 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 Ooh, I'll be second day.
I
I've seen things you people wouldn't believe.
So, a creature for my amusement. Prepare for battle.
Fucking thing sucks!
Jesus Christ. That was not me. The Lord Satan has joined the show. And he sounds like a chihuahua. Good evening. I think, let me get this poop out of my pants real quick. Welcome to Extra Bulla. I'm your host, Uncle Warren, as you can see right there on the magic picture box. Tonight it's a potluck special. Got some pals in, and we're just shooting the shit, talking about different things. Two of these fun folks have not been on the show before, so they are popping their Extra Bulla cherry tonight. So and tonight they become women and men, and that's how that works. Good evening. So we got everybody in the chat here. Yona and Reef is here. Variant is here. Les Bones, Miguel. Good to see y'all. Fred, Edward. We got Fred and Ed. What the hell? The Fred and Ed show. Just to let y'all know, we are streaming this on like about 14,000 different channels. So we are on Twitch, Twitter, Rockfin, YouTube, Facebook, something else, and then this thing. So anyway, I ain't about no specifics. Well, enough with me. Let's get these fine folks in here and say hi to everybody here. What's going on, y'all? We got Jimi Sunderland from Kerberos Media. Good to see you. Nikki, aka Radical Leftist Agenda, and the Care Bear himself, Collin Radix-Carter. What happened?
No, I just said aw. Oh, Care Bears.
Now you said you like Care Bear, Collin, so I'm that's what Reef and Indy call you. I didn't know some chick was gonna go aw. So anyway,
What do you expect? He says Care Bears. His first thing's like, oh, so good.
This ain't a very special episode of Extra Bulla, where like somebody can't read or some shit like that, Anyway, what happened? What? Nikki's gonna get really weird in here. I think it's already gotten weird. It's fine. This is a safe place. Don't worry. We have security somewhere on the premises. So yeah. How y'all doing? Everybody having a good time? Nikki, Collin, this is your first time here. Jimi is a returning champion. She was here back in February for our first Women in Independent Media show. That was a blast. We had so much fun on there. We had who else was on there? I think Noli was on there, and Bess was on there. And it was great, and we got to see your wild man husband in the background. I thought he was a Yeti. I thought, because you're in the you're in the woods there in Cali, and I thought it was Bigfoot. And you said, "No, I'm married to that guy." So I was like, "Okay, cool."
He gets mistaken for Bigfoot all the time out here. It's okay.
Right? I used to have like this big woolly beard like that too. And, I would keep candy in it in case I saw children, and I would say, "Hey, here you go." And they'd, it's beard candy, yikes. And they'd run away, as they should. So, Thursday night, it's getting a little warm here in the Northeast. How is it over there in DC, Collin? Is it, what you got, like 60s, 70s there?
It's like 70s right now. So,
But you're wearing
it's pretty much on brand now for what it should be in May.
Yeah, but you're wearing a hoodie there, so you got still a little bit of a chill there, right?
Well, it's
So,
the central air in my house right now. That's why I'm wearing it.
ooh, look at you, fancy feast.
Yeah.
You know what? I got a fan. This is my central air and heat.
Right. Well,
Is that David Pacman? Who is that? I can't
Yes,
see
this
his
is
blur.
David Pacman.
I couldn't tell.
So
I was just saying that when you were doing that.
Oh, this? Oh, Lordy, I do declare I have the vapors. Somebody get me a mint julep. I need pearls to clutch tooth. Oh, this is my walking fan. I keep him. He keeps me cool because he's cool. All right. So
it was going like this, though.
I know you're supposed to see things fast. You're a young person, Nikki. You're not supposed to be like. I only have 4 eyes. Do you? I need glasses too. That's why I have to wear these things. Because if I do this, then I can't do shit. I'm like, okay. if I take the glasses off, we get this.
What just happened right now?
I like that.
I mean, I know I'm stoned, but that really happened right now, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not tripping.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. That really happened. Yeah. I got little treats.
I could tell.
Yeah. I'll pull them out at a moment's notice. Because I like you people. I think you're fun. And this is kind of like that movie Saw, only without the violence. You know, it's just kind of like that.
Oh, no.
With little traps and little secret treats and stuff. So anyway, enough of that bullshit. We're wasting daylight. Ladies first. So Nikki, you said you got like a 30-second elevator speech. Tell us about yourself. Why you live in a rainbow room, and what do you do? What's your deal?
I like colorful stuff, and I buy like colorful stuff because I like it. And I'm streaming on Twitch because there's too many shit libs, and I wanted to like watch the stuff that I missed during the day with people that want to watch this like political stuff. And I was like, okay, I will stream on Twitch. There's a lot of shit libs. More people need to see these other things, so we just like watch together. So that's pretty much it.
I've seen a couple of your streams. I like to pop in and say hey, and yeah, you pretty decent little show there. It's like yeah, you're usually watching something, and the kids in the chat are playing along. It's a nice conversation that's usually going on. I think the last one I remember.
Sometimes.
You remember the one? It was the video that was like it was a mall. And then some of the stores were closed. Was that in?
It's the Russian guy and his family, and they're checking all the stores that closed due to the U.S. closing stores in Russia.
Right. Yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting. And he was just, him and his wife and his kid. And they were pretty chill.
Baby.
They're like, these store closed. Maybe it opens soon, maybe not. I don't know. I like to do a lazy Russian voice where it's like, oh, I'm going to sleep now. And now I turn into Count Chocula. Ah, eat cereal. Collin.
That is Count Chocula.
Yes, right? Sir. Well, this question's for everybody. Is Count Chocula Russian? I mean, and should we hate him too? I mean, because he does cause cavities if you don't brush your teeth. You're gonna Google him? Stop it.
Well,
it was
vampires are from Transylvania, right? Which is
right. That's in Russia, right? It's close enough.
No, well, Eastern Europe, but not. I went Russia. I'm not sure.
Didn't they annex it so they could have Count Chocula cereal, and they wouldn't have to pay for it? I don't know. That's a rhetorical question. You don't have to answer that. Collin, let's get to the fun stuff. You've been in the space for a while. And you
A little bit. Yeah.
you're a founding member of the Independent News Network, as am I. And you've been doing a lot of good stuff. You're an educator, right? Tell us about yourself.
So I am in my regular life, I am a pre-K teacher in DC. Been doing that. I've been in the teaching, well, in the field now for it'll be almost 20 years in a couple years. And then yeah, I think when the pandemic happened, when the lockdowns happened, I was teaching from home for a year. So I had a lot more free time, in between classes. So basically I'll just watch,
YouTube.
basically. Yeah. And then like one of the shows I would watch, not now, but on the regular was Rising, when Crystal and Saga were on. And then I would see this guy, Richie Medhurst, like in the comment section, like every once in a while say, hey, come and watch my channel, whatever. And then like I think eventually I bit and I started watching his channel, liked what I was hearing, to eventually where I got connected to his Discord. And then, obviously meeting people that I still know, like Indy, being among them. And so just getting more involved, just, watching a lot of these independent channels, on YouTube, learning a lot more about politics, starting to kind of have more of a say in regards to politics on Twitter or whatever. And then Force to Vote happened. And I knew of Jackson because people were mentioning in that Discord, hey, you should watch Jackson. Didn't start watching him, I think, until like November 2020. So this was around Force to Vote. And, and he was like, hey, let's start a protest in DC. And basically, I messaged him. I was like, if you come to DC, I will, you could stay at my house. And he kept me up in my offer. And so he was here in this room. I actually streamed with him. That was probably my first stream was with him. And then when it was here, I just started talking to the idea about, starting my own channel because, Kamalo Mukwano, also on INN. And like I kind of had the thought of maybe starting a channel, and then I talked to him about it, and he was like, yeah, definitely do it. And so, as we were kind of sharing before we went live, spent a few months buying the necessary tech. And then, I started my first live stream last October on my channel. And then I think within 24 hours later, after my live stream, Indy contacted me. It was like, hey, I want you to be a part of INN and, just affiliate your channel with the network, and then you can do other things, and you have a community to kind of help you develop and learn more about the tech side of everything. And before that, I never really considered that, but I'm like, yeah, if I'm going to do this, I definitely need as much help as possible. But then, obviously getting my voice out there a little bit more. So I started INN. And in addition to my channel, I do INN News with Reef, which has been a lot of fun. So that's my origin story. And
Nice.
not too many words, but
I've been watching the news that you and Reef do. It's pretty cool. And you usually have like let's use it like a guest on there sometimes. I think last night they had Yeti was on there too.
Yeah. So I think just we just want to, obviously we want to highlight people within the network who are not necessarily as active as Indy or Reef or I am, but like, and then others. But yeah, like we definitely like eventually want to get to the point where we're able to have guests come on just to bring their perspectives as well, and then hopefully maybe like people who we might see on Twitter who definitely have a voice, and who should be highlighted, that want to highlight those voices too, just to not have this echo chamber of having the same people talk about the same thing, over and over and over again. Just having more diversity in thought and experiences and backgrounds that I think just kind of enrich, the space a little bit more. So that's why we're hoping we can kind of develop, that show. And I think just as within the channel, the network in general. So far it's been a lot of fun, and just for me being able to get out there a little bit more, get out of my comfort zone a little bit more, and just share my opinion and just kind of navigate the space a bit.
Right on. Yeah, you're doing good things, especially with the collaborations you're doing too. I mean, that's why I'm a big fan of reaching out to other networks and stuff too. I know we kind of often have people from other networks on INN, usually for some sort of panel or something like that. That's usually pretty fun. That's why I like to do the news on Wednesdays with Jimi. We have a good time.
I knew you were gonna segue it that way. I knew it.
Predictable.
This is my crown because I'm the king of segue. So I mean, what we do, we're not we're not reinventing the wheel over there, but we're providing another source of news and information, and we do put a little bit of our own opinions on some of the stories that we cover over there too. And but you're more than just you're more than just a news lady, Jimi. What else do you do? You got you've been going gangbusters with graphics and editing. What have you been working on over there at KRTD?
Yeah, well, ever since I've been over at Kerberos, that's all I've done. Like every show that we have, I've made the intro, the outro, the background, the overlay. I'm helping somebody out named Noah. What is his name? Noah, the stigma fighter. He wants to start an entire kind of a new network called Trans Collaborative that's giving a voice to LGBTQ plus community. So I'll be doing the same thing with them, helping them with graphics, intros, outros. That's pretty much like my little thing I like to do for that. Plus helping people, like some independent people run for office out in here in the local California area. Just whatever keeps me creative. I'm a creative person. As long as I'm creating something, I'm a happy camper. So that's all that matters. And then with you too, with all the merch and all that fun stuff too. You got my drawing juices again, which has been fun.
That's right. Yeah. So I revamped the Teespring store, and Jimmy's been wonderful. We have two items in there. One is the alpaca bowl shirt. That's a tie-dye alpaca bowl. You get it, and it's an alpaca, and he's smoking a bowl. And the other is the catchphrase, wash your ass, and it's a donkey in a bathtub taking a bath, and the donkey's looking back like, look at this sweet cake back here getting soaked. So but it looks great, and that's just we're just getting started with that. Nikki, I got to tell you, I love you to death, but your Twitch people are so weird. I'm seeing all these. I saw Ryan Grimm and a fish head and some frogs. What the fuck is going on over there at Twitch? What kind of like?
They're sending emotes. It's the Twitch emotes.
What kind of Lord of the? You got some Lord of the Flies bullshit going on over there. What the hell? Who's running that? Who's the leader? Who has the torch? Who's no, it's funny. I that tells you I'm more hip replacement than hip. Because I see all that stuff. Yeah, there we go. There it is, Ryan Grimm, some fish heads. Is that a frog head or a snake head? What the hell, homie brains?
I don't even know what all of those are because I don't have those emotes.
Is that like some sort of
bad
like
for your YouTube audience because they don't even see the emojis. They just see a bunch of words going across the screen.
They do. It says Radica 128 Grimsane Saba Ping OS Frog. That just sounds like some Gen Z code or some shit. Right?
Oh, that's wild.
Hey, Andrew from
I'm
the
looking at the
Rochford Files.
YouTube chat right now. Yeah, it looks bad.
It does, right? That's like it's like some German code from World War II. We got to break the code so we can find out where the U-boats are.
Yeah.
Sorry, no, it's fine. I like the colors though. That's pretty cool. I'm seeing it on the live feed over here as it's going up the side. There's cats. Wait, there's pink fire. There's Ryan Grimm again next to a fish head. So what does that mean? What does Ryan Grimm and a fish head mean? Is that a code? Come on, Nikki. You know this stuff. Don't play.
Someone in the chat, tell us. I mean, yeah, like
The Ryan Grimm head is one of my emotes, but I don't know what the fish head emote is. I don't have those, so I don't know what. Maybe ask. I think Homie Brains is the person that's sending them.
yeah.
I'm not logged into StreamYard, so I can't see it here. So I have the other tab open, so I don't know exactly what's going on.
I like the colors. I really do. So
What's
I
the
wish.
fish head, Homie Brains?
Yeah, Homie Brains.
Yeah,
What's your what?
see.
She knows. Wait, he says she knows. Don't believe her. And then Ryan Fishhead, Ryan Fishhead, Ryan Fishhead.
I don't know. I just know that the Grim Saiyan one is mine. And let's see. The frog head looks scary. I've seen it before, but I don't know. I don't know what it means.
Lesbo says we got fish for days. And Homie Brain says, I don't know. IUNNO. I guess that's how you say it. I don't know. Homie Brain's like, this guy must. Homie Brains probably thinks I'm like 70 years old and still drive like a Model T car or something like that, and have like hard candy in my pocket or something, and talk about the war in the old days. You know what I mean? What kind of that's okay. I like young people as long as they keep their distance. That's fine. So we were talking before, you don't play, you said you don't play video games, Nikki. You just get on there and you just watch videos, and everybody gets on there and you all talk about the video that you're watching.
Usually, or the people are fighting in the chat or something. I don't know.
Right. Do they have different fish that fight each other in the chat? Like,
I don't know. I don't know about that.
These are your peoples, Nikki. Come on. I think you're just trying to protect them.
Time that I've seen the fish head emote thing, so I think he must have just gotten gifted that or something, because I've never seen it before.
Homie Brains just redeemed themselves. It says, Uncle Warren, you don't look a day over 25. Hey guys, I'll take that. I don't care. I like suck ups when they're saying nice shit about me and not reversing those numbers. So Collin, what's going on in DC? You know there's all kinds of Illuminati stuff in DC, right? How do you avoid all that? How do you avoid like like there's the evil eye and stuff? You ever see any of that?
Just as far as like all the political shit that just goes on, you mean?
No, there's that, but I've heard people who go to DC say that it's just when they feel there, they feel dirty and they need a shower because of the evilness that lingers in the air.
I'm not in those spaces anyway, so it's so it's not like, the only way I'm kind of like in the dirty is just in the context of this. I'm watching, the mess go down. But like, I think for me, having that separation of like, yeah, I do this, I stream, like, and I'm connected here, but then like I have a normal life. Like I'm a teacher during the day. So, and I have children that I need to ensure that they're learning what they're supposed to learn. And then like outside of that, it's like, so I think that separation kind of helps. But then like, I'm not in the political mess here. Like not to the fullness of what, people might think. So, but I think having that separation and then just being way away from all of that, just kind of helps. Like you don't have to be involved necessarily in that kind of aspect of DC if you don't want to be. And I think I've been very fortunate that I kind of stay out of it, just watching it, from afar is enough. But yeah, I mean, obviously DC is a place where people come, essentially to change the change the world, like theoretically, but what that means, you have to ask the people like involved, like what does that mean for them is not necessarily in more of an altruistic way. But yeah, yeah, I'm good. Just as far as I can watch you guys with the fuckery, but I don't want to necessarily take part of it. I'll talk about it, and I do it every week. But yeah, it's not. Nah, I'd rather stay out of it.
That's kind of similar to how New Orleans is, in the fact how DC is to politics, New Orleans is to craziness and partying and stuff.
Yeah,
The people who actually live in New Orleans, they would have no livers if they did the shit that the tourists do on the daily.
yeah.
You know what I
Well,
mean?
yeah, I was there last month. For my birthday, like a month early,
nice.
and like I was there for a long
Happy
weekend.
birthday.
Thank you.
Yeah, happy
And
birthday.
I was like, that was my first time there, and I was talking to my cousin about it, and then like our crew there. I was like, how in the hell can you live down there and function? I'll be like a degenerate like every day, like because that's all people do, more or less. It's just like, how do you function like in New Orleans? But it was a lot of fun.
Right.
It was a lot of fun. It just reminds me of Vegas without like the flashiness necessarily of it,
Right.
So, but yeah, it's like I couldn't live there, honestly.
Well, I mean, you could. I mean, you could live there because you can only party so much, right?
Right.
It's. I used to live fairly close to New Orleans when I lived in Mississippi. I lived about an hour away. So, and when I went to junior college, it was like one of those weird junior colleges where you could actually stay on campus. And needless to say, my grades suffered greatly at the junior college because I went to school with this guy who lived in New Orleans, and we would go down to New Orleans and we would go party and stuff, and then we'd crash at his parents' place and then get up and go the next day. And but you can only do that so many times.
Yeah.
I knew people that actually lived down there. They worked in TV down there. They worked at one of the local stations. And yeah, you just it's one of those things. It's like you say, it's you're there, but you don't participate in all that stuff. You kind of do your own separate thing away from all the touristy stuff. Yeah, like when Mardi Gras and stuff comes around, you do the Mardi Gras stuff, but there's all kinds of other stuff to do down there too. Like, they have the tattoo conventions down there. Halloween is really great down there. But other than that, and especially during the summertime when it is so god awful hot and humid there, it's so humid you could swim in the air like you were Aquaman. Yeah. It's that thick. Yeah. And so people don't want to do shit. They just want to go home to their air conditioning, right. So they don't want to be out on the streets partying or none of that bullshit. They usually have like little get-togethers and stuff with their friends or whatever. So, have either of you ladies? I think Jimmy, you said you've never been, right? Or you have been? You haven't been?
No.
Nikki, have you ever been down there? Oh.
No, not yet. Still. Now I feel like I have to go.
You have to go. It's
I don't think I'm gonna go.
it's like a fucked up redneck Mecca. You have to go, and then but don't go on. If you go during, I always tell people, if you go during the fall, go when it's like Halloween and stuff. It's like super cool. It's really cool because Mardi Gras is just if you go a few weeks before
packed, right?
What's that?
I just said it's gonna be more packed, right?
Yeah, it's really stupid on Mardi Gras Day. It's like going to Times Square for New Year's Eve. It's just very, unless you like being the meat in a human sandwich, it's no good.
No.
But if you go the weekends before, though, there's not as many people and you still get to see the parades and stuff. That's kind of cool, but You know, you can't really get a hotel down there because they're just going to jack up the prices. So, but I love that place. It's like you're going to like another country, basically. There's like music everywhere and really, really, really good food. But there were 4 distinct smells when the last time I was there was pre-Katrina. So there was four distinct smells in New Orleans. Piss, vomit,
I knew that was gonna be one.
cigarettes, and beer. Or booze, you know. Those were your 4 components. So if you could navigate those smells, you know, then you were okay. So
No weed.
The weed?
Yeah. Wouldn't that be a smell that would it count?
That's what I was
Yeah.
thinking.
Yeah, well, probably more so now, but
Yeah.
back then it was more because they were very like, you know, what's this? You going to jail? We need money, you know, that kind of thing. So, but you could pull your pants down on Bourbon Street and like take 2, you know, gallons of beer and just, you know, like your Barney Gumble from The Simpsons, and like, you know, and just drown yourself, and they'd be like, that's fine. You're okay, but you know, a little bit of this and like off to the pokey you go. So it may be a lot more leaner now, but that was a while back since I've been there. So let's talk about California real quick. Because since ladies are out there. I saw this story yesterday about I can't remember where it was, but there were mansions like burning down. Have y'all heard about that out there? The mansions? Where was it placed?
I saw
It was
something
like,
about that. Yeah, there's like 7 of them or something.
was that y'all?
I didn't hear
Did y'all do
anything,
that?
but there was a fire around my work the other day.
I wanted to know if it was like
some beach houses or something, like closer to the beach. So coastal
Laguna.
house.
Well, I think it was like Laguna, I think is where it was. And they say, yeah, there was like, yeah, all these mansions were burning down. And I was like, single tear.
Yeah, it made me just as sad as when Miley Cyrus's house burnt down at Kim Kardashian.
That's dual tears.
Right.
One for each
Right.
one for each side of the house. But yeah, I heard that and I was like, I wonder if those were wildfires or people are getting fed up with rich people and oopsie, oh, that flame, how did it get out of my hands and into that puddle of gasoline? I also oopsied onto the house. I mean, you know, I wonder if it was that kind of thing.
I mean,
You
we
think
can
people
always dream, right? So
right? I'm not.
It's possible.
Well, you say, what was that in Sri Lanka, man? They throwing people's cars into the drink, man. They said, fuck all y'all fucking us over. We're gonna fuck your cars up, kid. Underwater, down. You go, they sent those cars down to see SpongeBob in the sea, right? People are getting fed up around the world, man. I think, you know, people would keep talking about revolution and like people just like, oh, I don't want to go in the streets. I got, you know, I won't keep my car and stuff. But now people are just like, they're throwing cars into the rivers and shit, man. They don't give a fuck. Like France, they have these dump trucks and they're dumping shit out on, like literal shit onto the streets. Delightful. You think that'll ever happen here?
No.
I wish.
No.
probably not.
No.
Not even the poopies?
I wish it would, but no. I think
It's not happening.
I think if people, unless people get really desperate to the point where it's like, fuck it, I have nothing to lose, it's not happening here.
Yeah.
It's not happening here. Because a lot of people have enough to lose where it's like, no, I have to hold on to this shit, even it might be minimal. Like, I have to hold on to the shit that I have, because if I don't have it, then I'm not going to make much of anything. So I would love to see it, but it's not going to happen here anytime soon. Unfortunately.
That's by design too, isn't it? That's how they keep us in check, right? With
Yeah,
capitalism.
well, Yeah, you notice how like them not reporting, like I reported on, well, I pre-recorded like what's happening in France, just what you described. They're literally like dumping shit, in the street and burning down buildings as far as protests. They're not reporting that here, and they're not going to, because you don't want to give the poor's ideas of what we can do over here, so
Yeah, I know. Light
uh
bulb.
Right.
so like, that's why we report it. So but yeah, I don't see it happening here at all.
Yeah, no, it would have to be really dire straits. Like, I don't know, these baby mamas, with this formula shortage, women with these kids, they don't want to be giving the kids that fake titty milk. They want the real thing, and or the formula.
I saw that.
Yeah, you can't give them the real titty milk either because of the Jimmy jabs, because you got Jimmy jab juice in it, and you can't give the kids that because they'll grow a third arm or whatever. Well, at least I was jabbed, that kind of thing.
All those people.
I grew 8 heads. I time traveled. Some person reached into my stomach and pulled out a pot of gold, but at least I'm double jabbed and boosted. I've been seeing those a lot. People making fun of that shit, like, because that's all you see. It's like, oh yeah, I caught the big C, and I felt like shit. I felt like somebody took a sledgehammer and shoved it up my ass, but at least I got the 2 jabs and the boosty, that kind of thing.
I do see that too.
It's ridiculous. I got ran over by a car, but at least I got the jab, that kind of shit. But no, right? I mean, you start messing with people's kids, though. They can't feed their kids. That might be something that get people out in the streets, maybe, right? Why do you think that is? Why is there a shortage of stuff, of formula, y'all think? What do you think, Jimmy?
That's a good question.
I think one of the manufacturing plants burned down.
It's one of the ones that burnt down, because I
Yeah.
know a lot of them burnt down
Yeah.
randomly.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right. There was like those food plants or something like that. Those that burned to the ground like in recent weeks too. And I guess the formula plant.
A lot of
And then
food distribution plants and factories have been burning down. Yeah.
yeah, and then and they're coupling this at the same time with Bill Gates and him trying to he's like trying to put out this like fake titty milk or something. And
Oh yeah, I saw that.
right, the timing on
Would you
that's a
give it
little
to your
bit
kids?
yeah,
Do you
right.
also think that COVID has something? I think especially with this, I'll say mini wave going on right now too. Just as far as people, being out sick or whatever else. So sure that may
Really?
be minor thing, but I'm sure that might add to the fuel as well.
I just want to know why they're burning down. I mean, like, okay, I understand if they're shut down for some reason, but burnt? What that is like, that's suspicious as fuck, in my opinion. I don't know.
Insurance money? Who knows?
Right?
Yeah, either that or unregulated infrastructure that hasn't been fixed or rebuilt in the last 70 years or so. Just like the schools in our country and everything else, the roads and everything.
They do that here in New York too.
Their electrical is probably done in like the 1930s when like Thomas Edison was still alive or something. So
Nikola
True.
Tesla said, "I will fire your house."
Right.
Yeah, they do that
I
a lot
thought
in New
that's
York.
Chocula again.
It is. It all goes back to CC. Count Chocula. No, they do that in New York too. Like, you got some like old ass buildings with like, that's like the wiring is put together with like spit and broken dreams and that kind of shit, and just all of a sudden, poof! Oh no, fire! And I don't know, money, please. And And then, but you see that a lot. But that's been going on in New York for quite some time. There's been a lot of arson and insurance fraud that way too. People, and I'm amazed. Well, it is kind of going on still, probably a little more so today because a lot of those businesses that got shut down because of Big C, and it's like, well, got to get some money somehow. Smoke them if you got them. Oh my goodness, how did I aim that at that gas tank? And yeah, so I don't know. Things are getting really crazy around here and around the world too. I mean, more so around the world than it is here. I think we're going to be the last ones to do anything. Everybody else is going to be pointing at us here in the United States going, why aren't you tearing that joint up? What the hell is wrong with you people? I mean, what do you think it would take? What do you think it would take to get people out in the streets? What is the last straw for people
Well,
to say enough?
I just read an article just like a couple hours ago regarding Biden, like kind of saying, the Supreme Court might, possibly take away, gay marriage.
Mm.
And, and I think, I know, I have a feeling like if the fact that Biden is just kind of saying that and just being like, yeah, this could happen, but I ain't going to do shit about that, that may be the next thing.
This is what I've been thinking about, like the Roe v. Wade stuff and like this. They just want to, they're pretending to take away something you already have, so people will vote for them and people will go out for them and donate to them, right? They want to. They want to threaten something that you already have and take it. They're going to take it away, but I don't know if that's really going to happen. But
I mean, I feel like bless people's hearts. I don't think it's going to be to the degree that I would like to see it, but I think there's enough people at this point who are kind of like, we ain't falling for this crap, especially since we haven't gotten anything, in the 2 years since Biden's been
more
in
people
office.
are.
So, so I don't think it's going to work in the way that the Democrats I think are kind of thinking that it's going to, at least not to the degree of what, that they think it might,
That's all they
so
got.
Well, yeah,
yeah,
you
but
also.
I mean, go ahead,
Go
Ron.
ahead. Well, I was going to say, you couple that with the 53 billion you're sending to Ukraine. Meanwhile, baby ain't got nothing to eat over here.
Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Right? Yeah. I mean, they're just basically saying, don't vote for us in November. That's what they're saying. Is
And
like,
the fact
we're
that,
giving.
Man, fuck you. We want you to die.
And the fact that
Yeah.
Marjorie Taylor Greene is basically out-lefting basically everybody on the Democratic Party, squad included. It's just kind of like, what the fuck? Are we living in like an alternate universe? No, it's an act, of course, but it's like the idea that she's out-lefting them, like it's like, this is fucking ridiculous. But yeah, so I don't know, but it does kind of, and I said this on Eye in the News, I think maybe a couple of weeks ago, it seems kind of odd to me in a way that abortion was the thing that has gotten people like up in arms. Like, I get it, but at the same time, I would think like that over something like healthcare or economic stability, to me, would seem a lot high on the list versus, being able to abort a baby. Not to say like there aren't there's intersectionalities among all of that, but it just seemed like, like we haven't had a increase in minimum wage since what?
2009.
2009. Like, and people weren't out for like Fight for 15. It's just kind of like,
Well, this got a lot more coverage than those things too.
right.
Yeah.
But I think that's on purpose though. Because,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because it's like, it's a way, again, like Democrats and Republicans can fundraise off of that. So, and abortion, and I know a lot of women don't necessarily talk about it, it's like the hidden sin. It's like way more women have had abortions that people really realize. So I get it. It's very personal, to a lot of men and women and, non-binary people, as far as that. So I definitely understand that. And I definitely get why, people would be upset about it, but that shouldn't, but
Yep.
the outrage over this, over other things where there was crickets, it's just kind of a little concerning to me, So if it were
Well,
like people were protesting for other things prior to this, then I wouldn't be. It's kind of like, eh, But yeah, it just seems kind of weird that this seems to be the thing that has gotten people like riled up.
well, you got to think too that a lot of the people, the women that are out there protesting Roe v. Wade stuff, a lot of them are like middle class women that are out there too.
Right.
So like the economic stuff, that's no sweat to them. They're like, oh, well, we're fine with that, but you're going to take away my right to have an abortion, So I think that's where their
They don't want it.
priorities lie, right? It's like, oh well, you're going to give money to you're going to give 53 billion to Ukraine. I don't care. Those people probably need it more than I do, but you're not taking away my right to have an abortion. So that's kind of how I see it, because I was seeing some of these protests in front of the judges' houses, and a lot of them women didn't look like they were poor. You know what I mean? It looked like they were doing okay. In fact, the neighbors were having wine and cheese out there for them. Come on, what kind of protest?
Yeah,
is that?
Reed
That's
reported on
ridiculous.
that like on our show last night.
Yeah,
Like I didn't even know
that's
that
where I heard
fact.
that.
But those of you who know like Chevy Chase, which is where the protests took place, that's where near where I work. That's like an affluent area. So it's
Yeah.
not like those women are necessarily going to be like, not to say it's not an issue, but they'll be okay if they needed to have an abortion. It's more if you're in the working class that will be more of an issue, especially if you're in a state that if things go like off a cliff, that it'll basically be illegal in certain states to have an abortion. So those are the people that I'm more concerned about. It's like the working class who may not be able to have that privilege to be able to get one if they need to for certain reasons.
Well, folks, these hours go by quick, and I feel like the therapist here. Our time is up, but I feel like we need more therapy. But I promised you 1 hour. I know y'all have stuff to do tomorrow and stuff. So let's go around the horn. Jimi, why don't you have any final thoughts and tell people where they can find you, please?
Final thoughts. I love weed. And you can find me pretty much everywhere at Jimi Saves World. Don't look for me on Facebook. That's for family only. Stay the fuck away from there. That's it.
Okay. Okay, all right. No, that's fine.
What happened? What did you do again? What the fuck was that?
I just wanted to do crickets. It was cute. Cows that were very judgmental cows is what they were.
Thanks.
Nikki,
I can
darling.
handle Twitter judgment. I can't handle cow judgment. Okay.
It's okay. They looked like they were about to make some patties anyway. So they probably had their own thing going on. Yeah, they had their own thing going on. It's fine. Darling Nikki, that's a Prince song. Tell us what you got going on. Where can people find you, please?
I don't have shit going on, and you can find me at twitch.tv/radical leftist agenda. If you just want to hang out and watch the political stuff or whatever, it's not a serious stream. And I don't really have people on, but I might at some point if you guys want.
Awesome. Yeah, her stream is awesome. Like I said, Jimi does great work over at Kerberos with the graphics and the editing, and a lot of good stuff going on over there. And
yeah, I'm reaching out. So if anyone wants anything, like I'm always, reaching out for new work and stuff too. So
Yeah, she does excellent graphics and editing. So yeah, hit her up. And Nikki's stream is great. I've got to watch it a few times, and it's awesome. So I like to smoke weed.
Almost like a calm, relaxed female version of Hassan. It's kind of nice to have a female out there doing that.
It is very chill.
Yeah. Lacking of care of other people though, because usually you just look in your comments, you're like, I don't give a fuck, and you just keep watching. And it's like, yes, that's what we need, a bitch that don't care. Nice.
No one could ever legitimately accuse Nikki of being on meth or on
no,
crocodile or any of those, or bath salts. None of that stuff. She's very chill. So it's and her Twizzlers. So we got smoking. I'm smoking weed. Here's where you can find me. I ain't got jack shit going on. Here's where you can find me. Collin, you gotta save this. What do you got going on?
Yeah.
And where do people find you? All that good stuff.
I put my link tree in the chat. So Linktree #Obona Collin, all one word. So you can find my links to INN and then my personal channel. I hope to put up. I did an interview with one of my close friends in Rwanda, unfortunately a few weeks ago, that I still need to edit. So hopefully that will be up pretty soon. But in the meantime, you can find me on INN News with Reef generally every Wednesday night at 9 on INN, and then like whenever I am summoned by others within the network or not, then you find me elsewhere, and then on Twitter too. So that's where I'm the most active as well.
Summoned, I like that. Like someone has to cast a spell, and then Collin appears in a poof of smoke. I am here.
Basically, because I am like such a I think the other part of why I'm not necessarily inundated in like the mess that is DC is that I am a homebody at heart, so I generally I like staying at my house. So basically it's the idea of like, if people want me out, then they have to ask for me, so it's like, and then I'll make the effort. Sometimes it's like, okay, I can't be in the house all the time, but more most of the time. But I like being at home. So, so I don't necessarily have the desire to go out if I don't have to. So
I only like to go outside to make sure the neighborhood hasn't burned down. And other than that, I like 95% of the time I like to stay in here. One, because it's too damn expensive out there, and two, there's people out there, and me and people these days, hey, we're you 10, I'm over here. So yeah, but you could all my shit's in the link tree, extra bullet down there. Will be like I said, I do the show with Jimi on Kerberos on Wednesdays at 1 p.m. Eastern. It's an hour of what I like to call newsy news, because there's news in there. It's newsy news. Okay. And it's good stuff. I think we're a pretty good team doing that together. So, and like I said, I like collaborating with other folks. Misty was Comrade Misty was supposed to be on tonight, but she wasn't feeling well, and also some guy was coming to check her gutters. I don't know if that's like a sex term that I'm
I don't think so.
I don't I don't ask questions anymore because sometimes people answer them. What do you say,
Do they have
Nikki?
any females working there? Because I got gutters that need to be cleaned. Nothing.
Oh my!
Else.
All right. Wait a minute.
Sorry.
That's what happened.
Why do you do this to me every time? Warren!
Damn!
I swear. I swear you just for me. I swear you do. Fuck out of here. Turn this show. I'm just kidding.
I'm just an asshole. That's all.
You're not such an asshole after all.
No, you were right. I'm just your kind of asshole.
That's all I got. Oh wait, I got this guy. I don't know. That's just kind of random. Anyway,
Oh my
so time to get the fuck out of here. Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you, Nikki.
Thank you.
Collin. Did you, Jimmy? I've been wanting to have you back on for a while. Did you all have a good time?
Sure did.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you for lying.
And also, shout out, happy birthday, Wari Pilgrim, if you're still here.
Yeah, and all the home slices that are watching on Twitch, and YouTube. I don't know if anybody's on Facebook or not, but wherever you're watching, I didn't even check Rockfin. Nobody's watching on Rockfin. Sad face. Good night to Ryan Grimm and the fish heads, and I believe that's a frog head. I'm hoping that's a frog. I hope that's not a snake. I don't like snakes. But thank you, everybody. Everybody on Twitch there, and all the homies in the chat. There's a lot of you tonight. I appreciate y'all watching. So we got that on Wednesday, and then the Extra Bulla Secret Show kind of pops up at midnight whenever the hell I feel like it. And we usually talk about the chickens and the sex swings and other random items that I can't really talk about here. So anyway,
Okay.
yeah, I know, right? Not chickens in sex swings, so that would be like really weird. Although, I don't judge. If you're into that sort of thing, that's fine. Thank you guys. Thank you, ladies and germs. Thank you, everybody in the chat. And have a great night. We'll see you next week on this thing. Wash your ass. Keep it clean.
Bye.
You know the drill. Deuces.
Bye. Thank you.
Throw up gang signs.
Shut up, bitch!